Getting to know your higher self. Hello everyone, this is Lori Lines of Higher Self Access. I am a QHHT Level 3 practitioner, board-certified clinical hypnotist, intuitive and inspirational medium. The ego self is an amalgamation of beliefs, some positive and others negative. These beliefs can be added to the ego by you or those around you. Ego thoughts are typically founded on polarities such as ideas of being better or worse than others. These thoughts can also be self-serving. For instance, believing you are smart is rooted in the foundational belief that you are smarter than another or smarter than others. What's more, the ego is hungry, saying, I want, I need, I am entitled to. The hungry ego makes us vulnerable to things such as disappointment, hurt, and resentment of yourself and others. Who would we be without the fallacious ego? One would be a being without judgment of oneself and others, without selfish motives like besting others, preserving ego beliefs or egocentric desires based on entitlement. Detaching from our ego self connects us to our higher self. It is the best part of who we are when the ego has fallen away. The counterfeit concept of self is no longer needed, and we are free from resentment and disappointment from this life and the last. The higher self is both a spiritual entity and a conduit. Once we connect and communicate with our higher self, we are deeply in touch with our truth. A sign of connection to our higher self is a strong sense of integrity and a profound alignment with our life path and our life purpose. Our higher self also provides guidance and understanding through intuition and spiritual knowing. When we are connected to our higher self, we will have keen instincts and trust our senses. The greatest gift our higher self has to offer is the spiritual wisdom from our guides, our angels, and ascended masters, all of whom are a part of us. This sacred wisdom can help us break karmic cycles that we carry from lifetime to lifetime and helps us see the delusions of the material world. This knowledge is the essence of transcendence. As such, our higher self is the catalyst for enlightenment and enlightenment itself. The enlightened individual inhabits this world and yet resonates with a frequency much beyond it. Connecting to the higher self is not complicated. However, for some, the challenge is to quiet the mind. To connect to the higher self, one must quiet the nervous chatter of the ego. This can be achieved through the practice of mindfulness and presence. Being fully present in the now, observing one's experiences, emotions, and thoughts without judgment is a means to connect with the higher self. When we do that reflexively, across different circumstances and around different energies, it is a sign we are connected to the higher self. Meditation is another practice that fosters a deep connection to the higher self. Calming the busy mind and quieting the chatter of the ego is a very valuable practice when connecting to the high self. Being able to maintain a deep mental stillness throughout the day and maintaining a distance between our inner peace and the external busyness of our surroundings is another indication one is connected to the higher self. To receive communication from the higher self, some people use divination tools such as scrying mirrors, pendulums, oracle cards. Automatic writing is an easy divination tool that requires nothing more than a pen and paper. The practice involves setting the intention to connect with the higher self, ideally after meditation, and writing on the paper. One may start by doodling, scribbling, or writing nothing at all. And with time, and without expectations or prejudgment, one will start to write words, perhaps even full sentences from the higher self. No matter what tool is used, even if one opts to use nothing at all, the best means for connecting with the higher self is receptivity and openness to the spiritual messages we are guided to. Openness and receptivity are strong signs of connection to the higher self. When the delusions of the material world begin to fall away, one will be more perceptive to spiritual truths and energies, helping us transcend our current experiential existence and begin to authentically merge with the high self across the ages. Although the higher self is a part of who we are, it may seem like a far climb and a lengthy process to connect with one's divine essence. The advice I give to clients is to not overwhelm oneself. Having intention to begin the journey is a sign you have already begun to connect to that part of you that is divine and spiritually connected to your source. Thank you for listening, and I wish you love and truth. I am Lori Lines.